These theories will make you question everything. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check it out.
What is hiding beneath Mount Shasta? In 1904, a man by the name of J.C. Brown was prospecting for gold at Mount Shasta when he discovered a mysterious cave. He followed the empty tunnel for 11 miles, and at the end of it, he found a lost city, with hieroglyphics written all over the walls. As he went deeper into the city, he found a chamber with 27 tombs, which had skeletons in them, except that the skeletons were over 10 feet tall. He hid the entrance to the city and kept the information to himself. However, he obsessed over it in secret, and finally after 30 years, he put together a team of 80 people to go back and explore the city. However, on the day the expedition was supposed to begin, J.C. Brown vanished and was never seen or heard from again. So, did J.C. Brown stumble on a secret that someone was trying to hide? And what is hiding?
But that makes, so why haven't we gone back to research the place ourselves or did anything like that? Like, as far as Mount Shasta goes, everything I hear about it or possibly hear about it is stuff like this or UFO activity surrounding it or something like that. Been hearing a few things about it. That's what made me want to kind of dive into it today. But with this particular story, like, it's too many gaps and holes in it. Something's not right about this one.
The whole idea that there are these tunnel systems that go through the earth. Mount Shasta in Northern California has these kind of legends around it, that the Mount Shasta is hollow inside, there's tunnels inside, there's a flying saucer base there, Atlanteans and extraterrestrials or something like that. In Taos, New Mexico, people were hearing a hum that was coming underground. What people believe was going on there was that you have Cheyenne Mountain. That is a hollow mountain. They hollowed this mountain out. It's got a city in it. There's elevators. There's electric cars. There's even train stations, top secret military base and all that. So apparently what the people were hearing underneath Taos was this huge tunneling machine going somewhere else. By the way, there's a whole underground world around the Sphinx and the pyramids. I mean, that's also real, and they've got that all locked up. One thing that is also going on that ties into all this is UFOs coming from underwater. And a lot of these craft, including the flying saucer craft, they're not just aircraft, they're submarines too. And there's just no single answer to all this. And the more you look into all of these things, inner Earth, hollow Earth, tunnels, underwater bases, underground bases, hollowed out mountains, you start to realize that there's very much a reality here for sure.
It's either a reality or they should show us and prove us wrong so we don't have no doubt or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I still would be skeptical because I feel like whatever they show us will be orchestrated anyway, put together. But the fact that they say nothing and allow us to continue to talk about it, be skeptical, all that kind of stuff like that, just gives room for it to be potentially true. My opinion. But you keep hearing that. That's what I was saying before. Like the tunnels, the cities and different things like that.
Funny you should mention this because in 2017 alone, there were 3,453 missing person cases that basically required a search and rescue mission in our national parks, resulting in 182 deaths alone. Also, the really whack thing about all this is that for whatever reason, the national park system has no good register or records of people that go missing or die in their parks, and they're not really required to have this for whatever reason. It's really bizarre to me because a lot of people could go missing in vast areas like that are very dangerous. So crazy enough, there was a lady named Heidi Steedman who actually petitioned in 2020 to require the national and state parks basically hold records of their missing people to aid in these cases, but it did not reach the minimum requirement for signers, I guess. This is bananas, let me tell you. These national parks are creepy.
So with all this technology and different things, we can't put no type of cameras up there to try to see what's going on. I mean, that's not hard, is it? I don't ever understand that. People constantly going missing. The way it seems or it comes off is like people don't care. As soon as people go missing, you want to, okay, let's try to prevent this from happening, right? put up a camera here, camera there, camera there. You know what I mean? Try to do certain things. Let's detail some officers around this area, have them patrol this area. Something. Preserve life. Isn't that the number one goal? I'm just saying, man, like, we make it seem like it's rocket science to try to figure out and try to stop some of these things. And you should start some of the simplest places. Cameras.
One of the more bizarre things that Mount Shasta is known for, and that is the lenticular clouds. What's so strange about the lenticular clouds is that generally form around mountains, but Mount Shasta has more examples of lenticular clouds happening in or around the mountain than anywhere I've researched. People claim very strange experiences with these lenticular clouds. Lenticular clouds will hover over or around the mountain or even hug the mountain for sometimes days and don't move. People claim that UFO craft are hiding within the clouds.
I was just thinking that. Because if we're dealing with a UFO that has technology beyond our belief and capabilities of even fathoming or knowing, then how they could possibly formulate some clouds around the UAP spacecraft or whatever you want to call it and sit there and hover around that mountain and we never even know.
They're using the clouds as a camouflage between going inside and outside of this mountain. There's been lots of people seeing craft come out of the mountain. What?
It makes sense. Doesn't it make sense? He said the same thing I was saying. It just makes sense. Bro, we've got to figure out a way ourselves. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to do it, or they already know and they are doing it, or they're assisting that. And that's the scary part.
Located in California, Mount Shasta has many legends and myths attached to it and is one of the biggest hotspots for paranormal and alien activity in all of the US. There is a wide and popular belief that there is an ancient city or secret city beneath Mount Shasta, and it is heavily debated on both sides if this city is abandoned or if it still has a civilization living down there. This city is known by the name of Telos. Mount Shasta is also heavily connected to the lost continent of Lemuria. Many believe that those who survived the sinking of the continent actually fled to the bowels of Mount Shasta, and they got there through a complex network of tunnels. This can be linked to the Hollow Earth theory, in my opinion, especially since Lemuria was meant to be in the Indian Ocean. The ability that all of the Native American legends and the paranormal phenomena surrounding Mount Shasta are all directly the result of the Lemurians. What do you think about this connection? Located in...
You know what I think we should be doing also when it pertains to Mount Shasta is go around the town, the area, and talk to the people. What are they seeing? What are they experiencing? Are they feeling things? You know, they talked about chakras earlier. And though I don't know too much about that, but you know what I mean? Ask them, what are they feeling? Interview the people. Start there. And we could probably uncover what's going on here, what could be going on. We got to get to the bottom, and I think it starts with the people there. I bet they got a ton of stories.
This is the legend of Mount Shasta and the city of Telos. For decades now, people of Mount Shasta, California have claimed that a highly advanced ancient civilization lives in the mountain, known as Lemurians. And this is their story. Around 25,000 years ago, the Atlanteans, who lived in Atlantis, and the Lemurians from Lemuria, broke out into an all-out nuclear war over differing ideologies. See, the Atlanteans wanted to take over lesser civilizations and enslave them. But the Lemurians, who were peace-loving beings of light, said they should be left alone to evolve on their own. The result, the thermonuclear war that ravaged our planet. When the supernuke Nara 1 went off, it caused massive earthquakes on the Richter scale of up to 15. These massive shifts in the Earth's tectonic plates caused supervolcanoes and mega tsunamis that wiped out civilizations and species across the planet. Once the cataclysm started, the fighting stopped. They realized what they had done, but it was too late. Part 2. This is the legend.
I wonder if Mount Shasta has any biblical references or any references in the Bible. If so, man, y'all let me know what chapters so I can go look it up and see and connect that to what I'm thinking with Mount Shasta. I don't know why I feel like it may have some type of, or it may have been spoken about in the Bible. We've done some research on certain things, but I don't know why I feel like I need to go reference there and see what it says in regards of Mount Shasta. I want to know.
There's an ancient civilization living underground in California. Whoa. At least that's what some people believe. These people believe that an ancient civilization called the Lemurians are living beneath Mount Shasta, which is a mountain in Northern California, right here. It's 3,600 feet above sea level. So this all started in 1864 when a zoologist named Philip Sclater published an article talking about a species called lemurs that were found in both Madagascar and India, but not in Africa or the Middle East. This led scientists to discover a supercontinent that did exist called Pangaea. So it's basically like a bunch of our continents smashed together. Pangaea existed about 250 billion years ago, and it eventually split apart and sunk. So people believe that there's a group of people called the Lemurians who live under the ground. There's an ancient civilization.
Question. You know how sometimes it feels like we're living in a movie? You know how you go sit in a movie and you be talking to the people, and sometimes it feel like they're real inside the movie, and then you leave and you start thinking to yourself, man, I feel like, what if I'm in a movie and people are yelling at the screen at me? You know what I mean? I feel like, what if we're living underground and don't know it? You know how the whole hollow earth theory is and different things, and we're interested, we're intrigued by it and want to know more, but it's how do we figure this out? How do we prove if this is true or not, right? What if we are inside of the hollow earth? You ever thought about that? Am I going too deep? Am I thinking too much? Is my brain am I just super unplugged out of the matrix? What is it going on? What's going on with me? Think about that. What if we are?
Come with me to the world's biggest Stargate in Mount Shasta. The girls and I met this super cool person our first night in Mount Shasta who offered to take us to the top secret location to view this portal. So we filled up with some charged spring water and off we went to the portal itself. This place was absolutely massive, and there was a whole grid in the center that allowed you to leave your crystals while you went around the Stargate and charge them with the power and the energy of the Stargate itself. By touching the stone in the center of each chakra, you actually gather the energy from it. And this is one of the portals where I was able to do some light language. We continued to make our way through all 7 chakras, gathering the energy. This little message said, "I am forgiveness," which was just so heartwarming. I got some portal keys and we touched our hearts to the heart chakra stone. Come with me to the world's big...
Listen, I'm so glad she had a great time, and I'm so glad she got to do everything she did, experience, let the hearts touch, everything. But why would you get in a vehicle with a random person that you don't know, going to a place where they say a lot of people go missing? Does anyone else see something wrong with that? Or is it just me? Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't understand. Maybe they didn't know the history. And that's why, if that's the case, cool. But that still doesn't get you a pass. You need to learn. You need to learn about these places you're going to. Research them, man. If there's any history or story surrounding the place, you need to know them. You need to know them, man. And just basic, like street smarts. Don't get in the car with random people you don't know.
Look at this weird cloud in between these chemtrails. But it's like the only cloud in the whole sky where I live. What the fuck? Like, is that like an alien cover for like their spaceship? Or is it just a giant chemtrail blob? Or I have no idea. Super weird. Weird. But it's cool. It's weird though. It's just creeping me out a little bit. Weird.
I agree with her. Super weird. And the fact that it's the only cloud only cloud out there. And then you got two chemtrails going past it. Look like it's kind of keeping it in a boundary. It's like it's parallel, keeping it inside of those chemtrails. Something's going on. And it might not be a UFO, UAP, whatever you want to call it. It might be something our government is doing, trying to hide in disguise. You know, we seem to forget. I guess I got to do another video on us, like, controlling the weather, doing things like that. Yeah. You don't think they possibly figured out how to generate clouds to cover things up that they may be trying to do that they don't want us to see?
Have you guys heard of the Lemurians living underground at Mount Shasta? Lemurians are an ancient, super advanced civilization who moved underground millions of years ago, it's believed. Millions. Mount Shasta is considered the root chakra of the earth. It is a powerful vortex. While the chakras of the earth are disputed, it is most commonly accepted that Mount Shasta is the root chakra of the earth, and these are the other 7, which you know I'm going to get into. Mount Shasta is very important to the Native Americans, especially the Pit River people, who believe that Shasta is the final stop that the soul takes before they ascend to heaven. Many people go to Shasta as like a sabbatical. A lot of authors get inspiration there. Tons of spiritual seekers head to Shasta every year. Some of the common myths and lore are that people meet Ascended Master Saint Germain, pictured here, my boy, the Divine Mother Creatrix Sophia, and again, meeting the Lemurians. People claim to meet the Lemurians while they're like on their hikes and shit. Lemurians are supposed to be like super beautiful, angelic, super tall beings, like over 7 feet tall, white hair, like Targaryen vibes. Lemuria, or Mu, is believed to have been a continent where heaven really was a place on Earth. This was supposed to be like the golden age on Earth. And they were supposed to be peaceful, highly intelligent, and yeah, they've been around for millions of years. All over the world and in every ancient text and religion, there is this story of a great flood. And that is what is believed to have happened to the Lemurians. Some people believe that they shapeshifted into whales, dolphins, and mermaids. Others went underground into tunnels deep into the earth. Some became stone people. Others fled to other lands. And some tried to just integrate with the rest of the planet. It is also thought that the Lemurians became the shamans and healers of the globe, sharing their healing gifts and passing them on. This may be why so many of the world's religions, lineages, and healing modalities are so similar when you break them down in essence, because they came from the same place, Lemuria. Highly recommend this book, Unveiled Mysteries, written in the early 1900s by Godfrey Ray King, who was at Mount Shasta and he met Ascended Master Saint Germain, and it is so freaking beautiful. This is like one of my favorite books. If you're into this, you're going to be into my book. It's called Vitalize. I just published it. It is all about the chakras of the earth and how it weaves together with all of these different systems like Kabbalah, the I Ching, the Gene Keys, human design, the Hindu chakra system, of course, and all these ancient spiritual teachings. Available on Amazon. Have you guys heard of the Lemurian?
So, 3 words. New World Order. I don't know why I didn't put this together before, right? When we started speaking about the tunnels, digging, noise, different things, secret society possibly could be. What if that's, we've been trying to find locations where the world's elite could be potentially meeting up and having these meetings to decide what's going to happen next. Control. What if Mount Shasta could be one of their locations? What if that's what JC discovered? You see what I'm saying? Maybe he stumbled upon some secret testing, reptilians, you know what I mean? Underground tunnels, transporting things that maybe we should know about. Y'all see where I'm headed with it? Okay. Now y'all with me.
There it is.
Wow.
Let's see if we could check some more of it out.
Don't even look real. Do you see that? Bro, I don't know why that just looks like it's a green screen with a picture that they placed on it. It don't even look real. I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm just saying the look it gives off just doesn't even look like it's real. Wow.
Yes, I should probably tell my experience upon what I've seen personally at Mount Shasta, because Mount Shasta that's a phenomenal place. I can't even begin to like shed the fullest light upon the crazy shit that happens out there, but personally I have seen some crazy shit. So I'm glad I'm not alone. And honestly, might as well just start it out. Let's put it this way. Me and my girlfriend at the time, her name was Brittany, we took a trip with one of her friends and her boyfriends to Mount Shasta. I'm always been a spiritual person myself, and people have always talked about this crazy spiritual experience that you get with this mountain. And, you know, back then I'm willing to do anything, you know, just like nowadays I'm willing to literally do anything to uncover secrets of the unknown, you know what I mean? But nowadays it's just kind of coming my way. So it's a weird coincidence. So yeah, we went up to Mount Shasta, and we were gonna stay at one of her grandpa's cabins because he wanted to give it to us for a week, you know, tell us to go, you know, check out the cool. He's seen some sightings of his own, so he wanted to, you know, see for us personally if we could. So I was like, all right, cool, you know, dope. And this place was Lake Siskiyou, I think was the place where we stayed at. Her cabin was on the lake, so we went to Lake Siskiyou, and we stayed there for a couple nights. We didn't even stay there the full week because it just started getting really weird, you feel me? Let me put it this way. Let's start with the first day. First day, we wanted to go hiking, you know, because everybody always talks about hiking on the mountain, how it's so beautiful and crazy, and the experiences that they get. So we go hiking. We go up one of the trails, and we're a good bit, you know, up the mountain, you know what I mean? And if you look down Mount Shasta, there's that big forest, and then there's Lake Siskiyou, and then yeah, trees. Being at the height that we were, you know, we could see quite a bit. And looking down at the trees, keep in mind there's 4 of us up there, so we're all here experiencing this at the same time. Looking down, we're seeing trees move, you know, side to side to side to side, and I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. Almost like, hear me out, like someone was running on it, okay? But you couldn't see that person. I know it sounds weird. Anyways, I went along with it, you know, I thought I was tripping. I was like, all right, you know, let's just keep hiking, blah, blah, blah. Well, day 2, we woke up from the cabin, and it was just really foggy outside. It felt really, really weird. It felt really, really weird, man. And, you know, we went about our business, and, you know, we had a campfire that day. We went fishing by the lake, blah, blah, blah. Well, it was foggy all day. And then the third day that we woke up, it was even foggier. And it wasn't expected to be on the weather or anything. It just was really foggy. But we didn't have any problems. The 4th day was where we had a problem. God, man, I hate that these videos are so short because I'm a talker and I have so much to say. But I'll just make a part 2. It's okay. People are invested now. Might as well, right? Yes, I should.
And for that reason, like they say on Shark Tank, I'm out. I'm out, bro. Y'all let me know what you find. I definitely watch your videos, sit down and chat about it, commentate over it, whatever you want me to do, man. Just don't try to get me to go, bro. When you start hearing stuff like this, and we had already been hearing people having weirded out experiences and different things like that. Like, I don't know if it's the chakras, and we need to get the chakras in line in order or whatever the case may be, but yeah, no, thank you. Maybe that's why, like he said, the girls, was it her grandpa or something like that? Maybe that's why he was trying to like convince them to go stay there. Like, no, y'all need to experience this. I ain't going crazy. I want y'all to see. Y'all tell me what you feel or see or experience while y'all there. Take it for a week. You know what I mean? Take it for a week is crazy to me. Wow. Listen, man, y'all get at me in the comment section and let me know. What have y'all heard about Mount Shasta? What stories, different things, and point me in the right direction for some more info. All right? Stay around and stay tuned. Leave a like. Till next one, I'm gone.